All right, y'all, we are off the clock. Done with work and figured it is time to create a YouTube video. So the last thing I posted was my Opelika results, which were pretty good. Made semifinals as singles, which is my best tournament result in a PPA so far. Hope you guys have gotten the chance to watch that. And yeah, so basically, so I've kind of failed you guys the last week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't remember what it was, but I need to be posting every Tuesday, no matter what it is. If I have no content available, I need to just record something and post it, like what I'm doing right now, which is basically just a reflection slash recap of what has happened, I guess, since that Opelika tournament. Now, please excuse me, I am not going to look at the camera while I'm talking to you guys because I am driving, and I think it's much more important to focus on the road than to create YouTube content. So, yeah, here we are. So where do I want to start? I guess first of all, let me just quickly share my Atlanta PPA results with you guys. So, if you didn't know, there was the Atlanta PPA Slam that just happened. I decided to play pro qualifiers, and then I also played the amateur divisions in the 5-0s for both doubles and mixed. But let me go ahead and talk about qualies first. So I played all 3 events. Men's singles was actually my worst event after having such great results the prior tournament. But basically that, I won my first game against a PPA guy from Vietnam in a close one. Did not play well at all, but it's all right because we got the win. And then second game, I lost to a PPA Malaysia player in straight games. And again, it was just lots of wind. I think I was trying to hit the ball too hard and I just missed a lot of shots and it just wasn't good. Did not feel good at all. I think one thing was I'd been practicing on the skinny court so much that I had basically a whole plan on how to play skinny courts and kind of forgot my general strategy on big courts. Had a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas going through the head, and it was hard to just focus on making the shot. Hard to be confident in a strategy because I didn't really have one. Anyway, talked about my worst event. Let me tell you about my best event, which was mixed doubles. Played it with Emma Cook. She hates talking about her duper, and for that reason, I'm going to call out her 4-4 duper here. But she played insanely well. Definitely better than a 4-4 duper. And we did really well. We made final round of qualifying, 2 points away from making PPA main draws. PPA main draw, which would have been incredible. But anyway, we won 2 really good close matches against incredible opponents. One of them was a PPA signed player, and then couldn't quite pull it in the final round. But really happy with how that went. Then I'm not even going to talk about the amateur divisions because those did not go too well. You can just look at the tournament yourself. But okay, reflection. So what are some things I've thought about? Things that have been good, things that have been bad. Well, I think some things that have been bad. Let's start with that. I fell off pace with the schedule. Now, I will give myself an excuse, which I do not do too often, but I think I played about 5 tournaments, I believe, within the past 2 weeks. So that was taking up a lot of time, and I couldn't do my conventional schedule because a lot of the training was geared towards how I'm feeling before a tournament and how I'm going to recover after a tournament, etc. So couldn't quite stick with it there. So I'm going to excuse those couple of weeks where I wasn't exactly following schedule, but what I can do better is plan around these tournaments better. think I still need to make a plan before these tournaments occur and follow that plan, right? Because you don't want to just go off schedule, be undisciplined, and not do things because you're lazy. It needs to be intentional rest, intentional recovery, whether it's physical or mental. So that's a takeaway. But obviously the good part is I was getting a lot of competition, which this year is what I'm really trying to prioritize. A lot of high quality reps, competitive tournament reps to be exact. And that's what I'm getting, which is awesome. So I do think I learned some stuff in both doubles and singles just from playing and watching. I'm gonna go ahead and start with doubles. So one thing I learned about myself, well, I shouldn't say learned because I've discovered this several times about me and my own game. But one thing I remembered was that I am not a finesse player. I'm a power player that likes to create offense and has quick hands, right? I think my advantage is my ability to win hands battles. So instead of focusing so much on the dinks and all of the crafty stuff, it's more so if I can speed that up and follow up that speed up, do it. Otherwise, dink it, right? Just make it hit the ground on the other side. And just that mindset alone helps so much. Now, one thing I do need to tweak about that strategy for when I'm playing really advanced players with great counters is basically on that ball, that dead dink that I do get to attack. It doesn't necessarily have to be a speed up attack. May want to more so focus on an aggressive dink that gives me an absolute floater that I can then put away. So rather than attacking the first dead dink that I get the opportunity to do that on, I might need to create an even easier ball with some rolls in uncomfortable positions. So I think that's really the big takeaway there, right? Then singles. I learned a lot from watching Tama, and then also just some thinking on my own, and also some Instagram posts that I saw. If I can find it, I will share it with you guys. But what did I figure out here? So if I reflect back on my match that I lost in qualifying, I think what I was trying to do was okay, well, let me tell you my base. So the first thing I was trying to do was hit a return and come in behind the return. And it was windy, and I was just trying to make the return. Obviously, I wanted it deep, and I was getting it pretty deep, but they still weren't great returns. And I was trying to close really hard on those, and I was getting passed every time, and the guy was not missing. So how do I adjust for that? So I made an adjustment, and I decided, okay, since he's passing so well, maybe I'll hit the return, stay back, rally a bit, right? So I did the same thing. Again, the returns were not great, and basically he was able to just come in off my return. I couldn't pass him, and he won the point. So I was in quite a pickle, no pun intended. But basically both my plan A and B were ineffective, and I was toast. But what really is the solution here? I think what I figured out is in either scenario, I just need a better return, right? So it's okay to stay back if I'm hitting an aggressive return. It's okay to come up if I'm hitting an aggressive return. Again, you're kind of basing it on how well his passing shots are doing, right? So if his passing shots aren't great, I can come in behind it. If they are great, then I stay back. But the returns have to be good returns. because whoever gets the first punch in the point is the person winning the point. And I want to be the guy taking that first punch. So as a server, ironically, I found it easier to win points because I am getting the first punch by hitting an aggressive serve. And now with this new strategy, I'm getting the first punch as a returner. Really focusing on hitting a good, aggressive return. Something that skids into them. I don't want it to float. Right? So that's the biggest thing. Get that first punch. And then the other thing I noticed, now this was from watching Tama, and then also from reading some Instagram posts. So one thing about Tama, he does not have much pace on his shots at all. But he has incredible control over his shots, lots of deception, does not miss too much, and he covers the court very well. But really out of all that, the focus I want to say here is that you don't necessarily have to pass a person with your ground strokes. You just have to keep them moving. Hit balls that they can't attack, right? So in other words, keep it low and hit it away from them. Make them move. Because as long as they're moving, they can't win the point. So that's a takeaway there when hitting passes. Now, another takeaway is when I'm at the net volleying, it kind of goes with some other things I've learned recently. So in cat and mouse points, you want to prioritize the down the line shot unless you know you can hit a very aggressive cross court. Well, the same thing goes for volleys. First of all, don't try to drop volley. I do that a lot whenever I'm on the stretch. I try to hit some perfect drop volley because it feels like all I can do because I'm not able to hit it cross court. But really what I want to do is get it deep down the line. And I keep going deep down the line until I really can put away that ball. And that's the takeaway there. Because if I hit a weak cross court on the volley, that gives them more angles. They can roll it cross court, they can smack it cross court, they can smack it down the line, and basically they're in control if it's a weak cross court. If I hit it down the line, they have the option of smacking it down the line, smacking it cross court, or maybe rolling it cross court. But again, this is a deep shot. I'm able to effectively hit a deep down the line that skids into them that they can't really control too well. Likely they're on defense or in neutral, and they're going to give me an easier ball to attack. So I really observed that with Tama. I found it kind of fascinating how he was rarely hitting his volleys cross court. They were basically all going deep down the line. So really, I think those are golden nuggets, and I think that will take my singles a long way. And the doubles tip I mentioned earlier, I think that's going to help out my doubles a lot. So I'm really going to hold on to those things and carry it forward with me as I get ready for these next tournaments. Next one is Colorado in a couple weeks, another challenger. Till then, going to tune up my game and get ready. Yeah, I'll go ahead and stop the video there and stay posted. Appreciate you guys watching. I plan on posting another video next week. Going to be more consistent with these Tuesday posts, but the next week video will basically be me playing a practice singles against Ethan Aycock, solid player from the area, and I'm going to be trying to implement these new things learned in singles and see if it works. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you later. Peace!